I've seen thousands of people build successful businesses selling on Amazon, and after selling over $4 million on Amazon myself, I've noticed that almost all Amazon sellers fail because of one of these 5 mistakes that I'm about to break down for you. And now, before we jump into today's video, I also want to let you know that I have a massive announcement. If you're an Amazon seller, I'm launching a brand new software that's going to help you save a ton of time and money. To celebrate the early access release, we're hosting a live launch party this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Tons of bonuses, discounts, and some insane stuff that we've never even thought about doing before. Click the link down below to register, and let's get into the video. So I want to start off with what I would say is probably the most common reason why I see new Amazon sellers start the business and they end up failing, and that's because they end up making things way too complicated for themselves. And to be honest, I really can't blame you, because a lot of the Amazon content that's out there is about private label or wholesale or creating your own product, right? Where there's a lot of upfront risk involved. And now I think that's a fantastic business model, and I think everyone should go down one of those really advanced business models eventually. But the reality is that, especially if this is your very first business you've ever started, there's a ton of different hurdles to come over. You have to learn a lot of different steps in the process of selling on Amazon. And if you're trying to do all of that while you're also learning how to market a product, create a new product, how to make sure your product is legally compliant in all the different countries that you want to sell, it's going to really overwhelm you. And that's where a lot of people end up simply losing money. And so if you're a fan of the channel, I'm sure you've heard me talk about selling name brand products on Amazon before, but it's by far the easiest low-hanging fruit that you can start selling on Amazon. Let me go ahead and dive into my computer over here, and I'll show you a specific example of a product that you could sell right now. So the types of products you want to sell on Amazon that are actually going to make you a profit, it's going to be fairly easy for you to understand, is just stuff like these Puma slides right here, right? So we can see that these are on sale right now. It's a big semi-annual sale, plus we can get another 20% off coupon right there. These are selling for $13 on the Puma website. And then over on Amazon, that exact same pair of slides is selling for about $24. Since we're buying it for about $11 with our coupon code, we're going to make $4 profit or so. And this product sells over 1,500 times per month, split between all the different colors and sizes. But this product is definitely going to sell because it has such a good sales rank where it's in the top 10,000 best-selling shoes on Amazon. And you can see it has almost 13,000 ratings. So people are definitely buying this product. This is just one example, right? So my favorite way to find more of these profitable products is using our tool SellerAmp, where we can just go through the offers panel here. And you can see now that we know a really good cheap place to buy Puma inventory with that semi-annual sale going on right now. Since you're a new Amazon seller right now, it's not going to be super easy for you to look through and just look at the thousands of products that they sell. But what you can do is start pulling up some of these storefronts here where we can see exactly what types of products they're selling. So here, for example, they've got 9 Puma branded products. And instead of going through the effort of looking at the actual Puma page, figuring out what sells on Amazon, these people have basically already done the homework for us. And so we can keep just looking through this list here and find similar products since we know how to get them cheaply. For example, this pair of slides right here, since we just found that one so cheap, it's probably a safe bet that we can find those for under 10 bucks as well. So that might be a good lead, right? We can also just start looking up products like this using the Google button right here. This basically just looks up the product for me, and we can see the Puma Club 5v5s, right? So we might even be able to get them for 25 bucks right there. So I've got a ton of videos doing the sourcing, that kind of thing, but I just want to show you that there's a much easier way than going through the complicated product creation process, all that kind of stuff. That can be great, but there's much easier low-hanging fruit for you to start making money on Amazon. The second mistake that I see that ends up crushing a lot of new Amazon sellers' businesses is that they're expecting to find a ton of great profitable items just sitting all over the shelves waiting for them at full retail price. But unfortunately, this is not the reality. And so yes, with that Puma shoe example that I just showed you, we can buy a ton of profitable items at everyday retailers, online websites, wherever you can find products. But the reality is that you need a great way to find discounted items. Because the reason why a lot of new Amazon sellers have so much trouble finding their first profitable item is they're expecting to just open up the Puma.com website or the Walmart.com website, compare Amazon's price to their source website's price, and just immediately find profit. But the reality is that you don't want that to be the case, right? If you find an item like that, what keeps everyone else from doing the exact same thing and finding that item that's just always sitting there full retail price, waiting for people to make a profit, which is going to increase your competition? What you want to do instead is leverage as many discounts as possible, and the Amazon sellers who master finding discounts quickly are the ones who end up making the most money, and they end up growing the fastest on Amazon. And so to show you exactly what I mean, I want to go ahead and break down a couple of my favorite discounting strategies. These strategies have literally made me $100,000 plus in pure profit for my own Amazon business. So to show you how these discount methods work, let's just go ahead and go back to that same example item we already looked at earlier, right? And we started with one great example of the biggest discount method that I've used, right? And that's just simply coupons. So on that semi-annual sale, the price was $12.99, but we were able to get a 20% coupon that was listed on the page, right? Ideally, we'd be able to find even more secret coupon codes, which I'll show you here in just a second. But even just taking that first coupon code, it was pretty easy to find. If we do that and we do our math in SellerAmp here, we can see that immediately made it a profitable product, right? But when you're going out looking for these secret coupon codes, it can be as simple as going over to another big site that sells name brand stuff that sells super well on Amazon, like Nike. I like to look at this free Chrome extension called Capital One Shopping, and that basically lists a bunch of the coupon codes that are going on right now. And so I might just be able to plug and play some of these. And sometimes you can find some really secret hidden coupon codes. I've seen some like employee coupon codes on here, all that kind of stuff. It's one of the best practices that I got in is just checking all of my favorite websites, opening up Capital One Shopping, seeing what new coupons showed up every day, and doing that as often as possible starts building that back of mind knowledge, and you can really quickly find the best coupon codes and get the lowest prices compared to any other seller. But we also don't just stop at coupon codes, right? Coupons are fairly easy. I would almost say that they're a must if you're going to be an Amazon reseller, but there's also things like Top Cash Back, right? So Top Cash Back is a website where we can go ahead and go through when we're buying items like these slides. Today, for example, I know that Top Cash Back is offering 8% cash back. So not only can we get our item cheap enough to make a profit on Amazon, we can also get 8% of this money back, right? So we get 60, 70 cents back, which might not sound like a lot, but when you're selling this product, you're probably buying 10 to 20 units. That's $7 to $14. And when you're buying several products like that every single day, it can seriously add up. And it's really fun to rack up some massive cash back balances. Then you can just pay it out to PayPal, turn it into gift cards, buy more free inventory, and it really just keeps your profitability as high as possible. And on top of coupons and cash back, there's also things like discounted gift cards here. We can buy Puma gift cards from this website here called Raise. It doesn't look like they have too many discounted gift cards available for Puma, but there's lots of websites where, let's say you find a profitable item at Ulta, you can go in here and look at these different gift card marketplaces, right? And so whenever I find $500 worth of something profitable at Ulta, I can just go in here, buy that gift card, and right away I've made $25 extra because they're going to give me 5% cash back on that. And then I can also go use cash back. I can use whatever coupons, whatever sales I found, and you can really start to see how a lot of this stuff starts to snowball. And that's just 3 of the discount methods. There's 10 to 12, and I've broken those down here on the YouTube channel before. But if you're that Amazon seller who's getting discouraged because you can't find anything profitably, try using as many of these discount methods as possible, and I bet the results change massively. Another mistake that new Amazon sellers make ends up costing them a lot of money. And that's because in the early days, when you first start finding products to sell on Amazon, it's a really good idea to go wide, not deep. Basically, what I mean by that is when you find a profitable item to sell on Amazon, as a beginner, you're not usually going to know if it's a home run product, if it's a base hit, if you're going to end up striking out and losing money. And so it's a really good idea to just go ahead and place a test order of as many different products as you can. Let's say you have a startup budget of $2,000. I think it's a really good idea to just split that 10 ways, spend $200 on 10 different products. And so instead of going super deep, spending $2,000 on one product where maybe you make a bunch of money, but also maybe you get stuck with the product, or maybe it sells for a loss. You don't want that to be the case as your first item. And compare that to that seller who bought 10 different items. That seller might have hit 10 home runs. They make a profit on all of them. But even if they don't make a profit on all of them or something goes wrong, they're able to learn a much cheaper lesson about what they need to look out for next time. Things like, oh, the price was already decreasing when I bought it. I probably shouldn't have done that. The price kept going down. That's a duh moment. Or another one that almost every Amazon seller has run into is what I was talking about, right? Oh, I probably shouldn't buy items at retail price. I bought it. It was profitable. It was too easy to find. And now it's not profitable anymore. Let me look for some more discounts. You're going to learn a ton of lessons through going wide, not deep. And then after your success rate buying products is going up, you're feeling really confident. Then you can go ahead and start skipping that test buy phase, buy 50, 100, 500, whatever you see the demand that product can support. You'll know a lot more confidently how fast things sell and if it's actually going to stay profitable for you. And that's where Amazon gets super fun after you get through that testing phase. The third mistake that I see new Amazon sellers making, this one's super important, especially I want you guys to stay out of jail, stay out of trouble, all that kind of stuff, is that if you're not careful, you can end up buying from suppliers that are going to scam you, or sometimes are even selling stolen products. I especially see this in places like Instagram, Telegram, Discord, all of these groups that are out there. There's tons of distributors that claim to sell you items that are really cheaply discounted. It's the fastest selling products on Amazon. It's the exact types of products that you'd want to be be selling, and I wonder how they're getting it so cheap. And now, unfortunately, I've seen Amazon sellers learn this the hard way, buying from these fake suppliers or even fake websites. So I'm going to show you how to spot one of these fake websites, but I also just want to give you a quick PSA that if you get reached out to by any of these distributors, their pricing is really good. You can't find any really information about them online. You look up their address and it's just somebody's random house. Be very careful with suppliers like that, because the fact of the matter is I know that it's hard to find that first profitable product selling on Amazon. It might sound like a really good idea to buy a wholesale product from that guy in a Lambo promising that you can sell this profitable item on Amazon, but it's just not that simple. And if you're feeling discouraged enough where you feel like you have to go to one of those suppliers right now, I have a ton more videos on the channel that break down exactly how you can source your next profitable item. So before you work with these wholesale distributors and anything like that, make sure you do a little bit of due diligence, but I also want to quickly show you what you can actually check to see if these suppliers are legit. So when it comes to avoiding these scam websites and suppliers, one of my favorite places to go is this website here called Trustpilot. It's used mostly just by people shopping online trying to avoid getting scammed out of the 50 bucks they're trying to spend. But you can also see that it is super useful for figuring out if these websites you've maybe never heard of are actually legit. So I went into the best clothing stores, and some of these, number one, can also be good places to find new websites to find profitable inventory. Obviously, some of these might sell those big name brands that you want to sell, but you can also go in here and start looking up any of the websites that you're maybe not sure if they're legit or not, right? So for example, when I started finding products to sell on Amazon, I kept seeing this website called like Hollowbird Sports, and I looked it up on Trustpilot, and you can see that it has a really good, almost 5-star rating. A lot of people have a good experience with it, that kind of thing. And if you look a website up in here and there's no reviews or it's all like 1-star reviews, pretty good idea to go ahead and avoid that. One thing I will say here is that if you look up a lot of the biggest companies, for whatever reason, a lot of them have terrible reviews. So like Walmart.com, obviously Walmart.com sends you real stuff. I know sometimes some politics and that kind of stuff bleeds into these Trustpilot reviews. So if that's the case and you want to do another verification, and this also comes into play for like wholesale suppliers, just look up like Walmart corporate address, right? So that's going to show you, oh, there's a real headquarters, that kind of thing for it. If it's an even smaller website, you could go ahead and look up like here, Hollowbird Sports real store, right? You're going to see that maybe they have some retail storefronts, maybe in this case, yeah. So you can see right there, that could be like their warehouse or something like that. It looks like a decent sized building. Maybe they just got a really big storefront. But to me, if I look something up and it's like, oh, they have a real store somewhere, they got nice big branding on the front of the building there. Okay, that website's probably legit. Let me go ahead and check it out. Same goes for wholesale suppliers, right? If you look up a wholesale supplier, and I've done this before, and you look on Google Maps and there's 12 companies claiming that they're all in the same building, and you really can't figure anything out, you're not seeing their name listed anywhere else online, probably a good idea to try to avoid a supplier like that. Another mistake that I see Amazon sellers making that ends up stunting their growth is that they try to keep all their secrets to themselves. And I know it seems weird in a business where we need to be a little bit worried about our competition, but selling on Amazon is a team sport. And so what I mean by that is, let's say you and your friend are both sourcing products together. You're now sourcing twice as fast, right? Maybe even more than that, because you're teaching your friend some little product sourcing tips here. They're saying, hey, check out this sale. I found a bunch of profitable items on this sale. And because of that conversation, you guys both get to make a bunch more money. And a lot of times you can end up hopping on the same items together, right? A lot of the best items that I like to sell have around 10 to 20 sellers on the listing. And so if you share that product with one other person, the amount of competition that increases for you is really insignificant. And as long as they're doing the exact same thing, they're saying, hey, check out this awesome product I found. You're saying, hey, check out this awesome product I found. You're able to both share some of your best products. And since the competition from each other is really pretty marginal on most Amazon listings, you both get to make more money, and it's just more fun to make it work with other people. There's some great examples of this in the Amazon community. A couple that come to mind are people like Pete's Flips. They both started selling on Amazon and pretty quickly realized how powerful it was to share ideas with other Amazon sellers, just to make those friends and have a little bit of a mastermind going down in the Discord groups, in group text, all that kind of stuff. And all they had to do to have Amazon sellers come to them with ideas was simply start documenting their process. So what I would really recommend for you is that if you're a serious Amazon seller, go set up an Instagram page, a Twitter page, a TikTok, whatever you're most comfortable with. A couple times a week, just document your progress. Hey, I got these boxes going out today. Hey, today was a tough day. I only sold $100. People are going to be able to empathize and relate with whatever you're going through. And there is a 100% chance that there's other people out there in the same boat as you. They want to make this Amazon thing work. They're willing to talk with other people. They're willing to share ideas. And so put yourself out there, and you're going to start pulling those people to you. And this is extremely true for me as well. If I had never started documenting my progress on social media, I never would have been able to meet people like Miles, if you guys know his channel. And now we've been able to build companies like SellerAmp together. We've built the FBA roadmap, and now we have another awesome awesome software project coming for you guys on Thursday, and none of that would have been possible without documenting my progress, showing people what I was up to, and just getting out of the comfort zone. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're liking the new setup. I'm getting everything dialed in here. Once again, if you haven't registered for the launch party of our brand new Amazon software, make sure you do that down below. It's going to be your only chance to get early access to the software. We're also going to have literally the most insane bonus I've ever offered you, plus some exclusive discounts that we're never going to offer again. So you want to be on that live event so we can show you how it's going to save you a bunch of time and money. Let me know down below in the comments if you have any questions about the stuff I was breaking down here for you today. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting subscribe, like, all that good stuff, that would be greatly appreciated if you found value in this video. But I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time.